you're like the typical golfer, one of these three frames looks like you in the downswing. You can probably relate to this where you're losing this lag angle, you're losing lag, you're casting the club, all kind of calling the same thing. And so as you come down at impact, you have no leverage to hit with. And so it's not a very effective way to hit a golf ball. It's what most amateurs do, and it's why most amateurs struggle with golf. So the cool thing is it's incredibly easy to fix, and I'm going to show you just with 3 examples here how easy it is when you use a couple simple drills that I'm going to give you, how to create a tremendous amount of lag, even having way too much lag, which will probably sound like a dream come true to you, but it's very, very easy to do when you follow the Rotary Swing Tour mechanics. So I'm going to start with our golfer on the top left here. So let's go back to the top of his swing. As he starts to come down, his weight shift and everything's pretty lazy, and he starts using his right arm and his right wrist and his left thumb to push against the shaft. And as he does that, he starts scooping into the ball. He has no lag left here at all. Now, let's walk through a couple little drills that we're going to use to get rid of this issue. So now, I take his right hand off the club and watch what happens. Notice this nice little downcock here. Now, if you compare these two from where he started, we'll move him over here for a second, walking back to where he's casting the club about halfway down when his hands are right about the height of his belt or so. And notice the 2 different angles. He's got way more lag here, and all I did was had him stop pushing against his shaft with his left thumb, took his right arm out of it, told him to soften up his left wrist. Now, as he comes down, look at how much more laggy he is compared to here, where he's doing what every golfer on the planet does, and they use their dominant arm to start throwing the club head at the ball. It doesn't work like that. Your golf swing, any golf swing, a proper golf swing, is lead arm dominant. So now as we take our left arm, put our right arm back on the club, but focus on still feeling 100% left arm, notice how even this golfer in his 70s can still have a tremendous amount of lag coming down at impact and actually have some leverage left here to hit with. No matter how old you are, you can have a tremendous amount of lag following these simple drills that I'm going to give you. Take another player over here, former collegiate NCAA Division I golfer. Took some lessons over time, lost his way. Now look how much he's scooping the club head into impact, starting to really drive hard with that right side. Right arm, right wrist, left thumb pushing against the shaft. We give him one simple little drill. He takes the right arm off. He shifts his weight. Bam. Look at the difference. We go from no lag here when his hands are at the height of his pocket to more lag than he knows what to do with. This is way too much lag. I took his left thumb off the shaft completely here because he wanted to continue to push against the shaft with his thumb. And as I do that, that gives you an extreme amount of lag, too much lag. But still, if you've never had any lag, getting into this position is something that's not even fathomable to you. And it's very, very easy to do. Another golfer here, spinning his shoulders, really driving hard with his right arm, right shoulder, trying to inefficiently get power out of the swing. Gets into that big old scoopy motion coming into impact. Tries to help it up with the right arm. You can see the big old chicken wing. It's all right arm push here that's causing that. We'll move his swing over here, showing all that loss of lag. I take his right arm off, relax the left thumb, soften up the wrist. Now look. Massive difference. Notice how his shoulders are now closed. His right shoulder is still back here behind his head instead of opening up because he's pushing from the right side. If you haven't watched the Rotary Swing Tour push versus pull video, it's going to help you understand all of this terminology dramatically. Now look at the difference in impact, or just before impact, right as he's getting into the hitting area. He's lost all of his leverage here. He has to scoop. Now all he has to do is soften up and release, and he's in a perfect impact position there. And if you want to get nutty with it, this is me demonstrating to a student how extreme you can get when you really soften up your wrists, focus on your weight shift as you start back and down cock coming down. Now notice how much leverage I have coming down into halfway into the downswing. I've got a lot of load on that shaft. My wrists are soft. I'm just simply not pushing against the shaft. I'm using my hips and my core to start bringing the club down while my wrists are soft. And now this is lag for days, and then I can release with a tremendous amount of leverage into impact. So if you'd like to have this kind of leverage and understand how to do this, click over now to watch the second part of the video where I'm going to give you a really cool, very simple drill that's going to make creating lag like this really, really easy to do.